clearly the most ranking points on the ground. Bree Davey on cue. The centre clearance, the long kick inside 50, the bounce for Sheridan, the handball to Rowe, and the goal for Collingwood. That is outstanding.
Tall body, hands up high, brings the ball to the front, has time to go back with a big fly, Chloe Shearer. Ready to get going on the right foot, wheels around, the kick is good, Ponta running into an open goal, and here go the Crows, they've got 6.
But she's going to tee it up instead, try and create a spillage. Well done from Scott, off to Whistler, who's got the first goal as it's on. It's Fleming at the back part of the square as the Hawks try and create something in front of Fleming. That's a bullet of a kick to find Gilroy, who is off from Van der Heuvel and boots the kick forward, and with good reason. Barbacos out the back. Will the ball sit for her? She's got Carboni towards the goal square. Barbacos just takes them all on, spins, kicks, squeezes it home.
Eden pace and goes deep inside 50. Parry at the back. Amy McDonald got a hand pass away to Scott. Second time lucky, snaps it.
Slides the kick wide for Bird. She kept it in, might not work. Cameron, normally pretty crafty, keeps her feet. And again, handball for some space, normally creative. This time releases Eva.
Lampard fires it back to Pearce. Can she open it up to Mifsud? This is good stuff. O'Day backs herself. Can she score the first goal for the afternoon? And they've done that big pre-season. They're full of energy when they start. Have been really suddenly finding that they're sore. As O'Day from 50. Oh, somehow it lands in the hands of Scott. Mithen. Can she spot a loose player? Pearce gives it back to Mifsud, and she should be able to slot it from there, and she does.
There's Loynes, found some space where there was none, kept it alive. It beat Darcy. Here's the other Darcy, Vesio, Lucas Rod, Davey, lines up and goals!
Toe-to-toe. Comes back out to the Giants, and the kick to the goal square almost bounces through. It'll stay in, puts Sheila under pressure. Great bump by Barclay. And then a centering kick. How good is that? And running into an open goal is Dalpos.
And she's exactly like Ewings. That's why they're going so well contestedly in the middle.
Here goes Phillips again, getting down low. Sermon picked it up, hurried kick. Setting off after it, the Swans' defence under the pump. Phillips just wants to have a say. She's come out like Paddy Dangerfield last night for the Cats. Puts it on the left and DeMello marks.
Local fans unhappy as it goes back inside 50. Pearce. No mark taken. She's got 2 out wide. Hall puts the Shepherd on Duffy in her first game back. Makes no mistake.
Kick partly smothered. Hill versus Hanks. 2 of the young guns of the competition. Hanks wins this one. Bounces it towards a 2-on-2. Delpos attacked it. Here's Pearce. Handball. Harris to Gibbs with the tackle, but she couldn't stop Taylor.
Kick to get there. Sermon didn't quite have the legs, although it'll stay in play. Here is Phillips. Hardly sighted so far. Clever handball. Levicki's already had one crack at goal, and she gets the goal that they needed.
She's like a brick wall back there at the moment. Look out, Cranston. She's got Miller in her sights, and now Cranston can mop up unselfishly. It's a 2-on-1. Pickett, Daisy Pearce, handballs over the top to Berry, runs into an open goal, and they're piling it on, the Demons. Emerging with it is Kemp, puts it on the right boot. Tough one to read. At the back, though, is Daisy Pearce, and she can set up Newman, who slots it home. Good to watch.
High ball from Tonin, going back with the flight, unable to take it was Munyard. Here goes Phillips again. Gee, she's looking dangerous. Onto the left, around the corner. Couple of bites at it.
Hasn't been able to have much influence so far tonight. Hicks to Gum. Little sidestep, didn't hit the ball in the right spot. Staunton emerges through a couple. Off to Delpos to put the Giants in front. Got it!
Triangle of the Cats in the end. Ran into probably the worst in Becky Webster, who held her up. Oh, what about the pickup? The pickup from Smith, and the delivery was sensational.
Day's break. I mean, you don't know whether you're going to play on a Friday night or a Sunday night, so even the recovery makes it quite difficult.
Yeah, the organisation from a club point of view is really important, because you could be playing on a Sunday and then play on a Friday.
So the Saints go forward through the youngsters. Patrikios to Smith. She takes 3 bounces. She pops it over the top looking for Greiser. Couldn't get there, but Kate McCarthy will
say thank you very much.
Forces a contest, does better than that. She wings it, can deliver it to 50. Wushner has already kicked a couple. Thompson's got the speed to get there and pressure her. She's going to have 3 to beat. Rachich, Cox, Wushner almost tackled both of them at once. Thompson's kick, a turnover, Bates a fumble, in came Mules, beautiful slap forward, here's Fark, 40 metres out, tumbles it over the back, it's heading goal, and now puts it through!
Hamilton's in there for the Swans. So's Porter, now Malloy on the end of it. Good work from the Pies, has a bounce, does Malloy. And that's a really smart kick. All alone in the goal square is James.
Level, looking for some space is Xenos. Busy youngster, impressive last year. Blackburn sells the dummy, runs to 48, spears it low. It's working back on the breeze, trying to get back successfully, and goaling is Danny Marshall.
Her ability to lead and make people better around her is really important to her, and great to see her doing that today.
Some great footwork. That time from O'Sullivan to Michaela Hyde 10 days ago.
Here's Moody again. What a start to the last term, to a one-on-one. Vesio somehow managed to get herself into the best position there. At ground level, she beats a couple. Handball on the path of Stevens. She's a left footer and a finisher. An overlap and find someone in space. They've got Stewart in the pocket. She didn't spot her. She'll go there now. It's a 2-on-2. It'll bounce over the back. Can Stewart link up with Houghton? Here's Duffy. Open goal. What a run down from Moore. But Duffy still gets it there.
Looking for Stahl on a surging lead. Just a bit over her head, but Conti comes through, and if you get in the foot race with Monique Conti, you're not going to win too many times. One bounce puts it towards Bernardi's advantage, or it might go all the way. Bernardi finishes it off.
10 metres in from the line to throw it in. Have a look at this, Blackburn. Reads it magnificently, puts the afterburners on and leaves Marinoff. The kick is terrific. Have a look right onto the chest of Katie Brennan.
Just strips her of the ball, doesn't she?
Kicking over the head. Slap wide to a dangerous position. Hanks can gather. What can she do on the right? Bananas at forward. Clever play.
And Fremantle pressure. Caulfield gets it quickly forward. It's just over the head of Houghton. O'Sullivan cleverly knocking it down. Duffy into the open goal.
Towards G. She'll fancy herself as she gets a good bounce. Further afield to Harris. Then back to G. This would be a great solo effort, but she does the team thing and finds Darcy Vesio. Ball back to Hosking. Stevens, what a trap on the half volley. What a handball to G. Sets up plane. Guess who's at the back? Vesio has the sit. Comes to ground level. She can do no wrong. This time brings her teammate into the game. And it's an oh happy day with Elise O'Day. Once again in 2019, here's Emma Carney. Explodes away from the stoppage. Which way will this bounce? Garner, right place, right time, right through the middle for North Firth goal.
Ward in there, trying to gather for the Eagles, and had some support as well. Here's Neve Kelly, received from Bowen, loves to run, handball over the top to her sister Grace, will just dart inside with a run and a bounce, got a great Shepherd, steadies.
Well, here's the dangerous Exon again, draws a player, ball to Wushner from 50, steps inside Birch with the outside of the boot to a dangerous position. It'll bounce all the way through to Megan Hunt.
Staunton in the ruck with Edmonds, assuming the front position. Staunton, though, makes herself get there. She's doing a Tommy Hawkins. She's taking it on. Now she's giving it back to Parker.
Each early and everything that Wayne Seekman and his Collingwood coaching setup could have hoped for. Here's Karen Paxman coming off 20-plus possessions last week. Inside forward 50. Anderson will sneak her way to the back, get the favourable bounce. She's not quite run down. It's too late if you're a Pie. Anderson on the board for the D's.
Light this up. About 6 lights have blown. I'm sure the AFL will be all over it. 2 have come back on. There's a third. And suddenly we've got a bit of light on the subject, guys.
And same for the D's. They're starting to light up as well. Here's Lampard inside 50. Tracking back. Wide open forward line. Phillips runs to 20. And goals! Vesio, handball smothered by King. McKay. Hill a fumble. Garner hunts her. Wins the football somehow, Jazzy Garner. That was absolutely brilliant. It's a 2-on-1. Lalawifi. Great mark, Bannister.
O'Dwyer keeps her feet, though. Can she find a teammate? She can. Well played by O'Dwyer. And the lines are out here on this side. Wushner gets and goes. Deep inside 50. What a pass to Wardlaw.
On St Kilda, Hannah Stewart, she was getting her ankle looked at on the bench. And Georgia Petruccia, she came off with a knock to her nose, but she looks to be okay as well.
Thank you, Sarah. Bursting over the footy is Sermon. Gets the hand pass off, the check side towards goal.
Long kick looking for Daisy Pearce versus Campbell. Daisy wins the day.
Snap on her left of space, and again, Bannon in a foot race against Conan. Arches the back, runs to the goal square and slots it home.
Thompson all the way up on the wing, gets around Hetherington and puts it in Phillips' advantage. Oh, look at the one-handed pickup. Make it 2 one-handed pickups from the superstar. Unselfishly gives it to Thompson. And from the pocket, Stevie Lee makes sure of it. Bar to come through. Parker stripped of it. Miller comes through. Tucks the ball onto the arm. Goes inside 50. Hoping for McMahon. Stevenson brings it to the ground. Great pickup from McMahon. And then there's time to assess and give it to the captain. And Captain Hayley Miller delivers a captain's goal.
Aggressive kick into the centre of the ground. Bounces past Gaffney. And now Fleming is away for the Hawks. Has a couple of bounces. Runs to 45. Duffins are in the goal square.
E lurking dangerously. Can't quite get to her feet. Sparkus lower and harder to Georgia G. OMG!
Able to reclaim it now to Miller, who's off and away. Kick into the pocket. Bounce important. Sharp trying to get out the back. Had the support of Gibson. Hooked it back over her shoulder. Snapping towards goal.
Set to welcome the Western Bulldogs to Norwood Oval next Sunday afternoon in search of a 6th victory. The Dogs defeating Richmond earlier this afternoon as Phillips tackles Egan against her shadow in Harrington. Gets free. Punches the handball for Eloise Jones, who is spectacular.
Zaghetti again.
Strong Zaghetti.
Oh, great body work from Lachlan. Chance out the back on her left boots. Brilliant.
Seymour unable to take the mark, comes away with a footy, little hand pass off, looking for Jakes. Breaks a couple, wonderful smother by Skepper. And a flying shot on goal from Mimi Hill.
Lose a bit of confidence in their play, and they might have cost themselves another goal here. They're in all sorts of trouble. Ponter with the handball to Stevie Lee Thompson, who sends it towards goal. Stevie Lee, you little beauty.
It's a 4-point game. A minute and a half remaining. O'Connor slaps it to Bruton. Wants to take on the tackler. Flips it over the top. Lachlan snaps and goals!
Will be Lucas Rod who gets it moving forward for the Hawks. But Ebony Antonio, second time today, she's showing terrific composure with ball in hand. Goes to Strom, gets it back. Ebony Antonio, what wonderful delivery to Anya Tai. Tai directly in front, nails it. Perfect start to the fourth quarter for the Dockers.